Have you ever stopped to listen to the silent dialogue in your mind? Often without realizing it, it's focused on what we lack, the job we don't have, the recognition that doesn't come, or the health we wish we had. We live with a sense of lack, a subtle dissatisfaction that colors our entire experience and steals our joy of living. But what if I told you there's a simple practice backed by ancient Buddhist wisdom, capable of retraining your mind to see the abundance that already surrounds you? This is the practice of gratitude. Not as a superficial or automatic thank you, but as the conscious and deep appreciation of all those blessings that, even if you sometimes don't see them, are already in your life. That's why, in today's video, we're going to explore what gratitude really is from that deep and transformative perspective, and how you can start sowing it in your daily life to live better. At the end, we'll do a meditation together to start cultivating a grateful heart from today. If you like, save this video to refer back to later. Give it a like and subscribe to the channel to continue discovering this path of calm and growth with us. Let's begin. 1. The true meaning of gratitude. What comes to mind when you think of gratitude? Often we associate it with saying thank you when someone does us a favor, lets us pass, or gives us a gift. But from the perspective of Buddhist wisdom, gratitude is much deeper. It is an active quality of the mind, a conscious recognition of the good we receive, and that is already part of our lives. Buddhist teachings distinguish two key aspects of this virtue. The first is gratitude itself, the feeling of appreciating or valuing. But this feeling arises from the second aspect, consciously remembering and acknowledging all the good things we enjoy. It's not just about feeling something nice, it's an act of wisdom, clearly seeing the countless ways we are supported by the world and by others. Think of it this way. Someone holds the door for you. You can say thank you automatically, almost without thinking. Or you can take a fraction of a second to truly acknowledge that small gesture of kindness, to see the person and feel the value of their action. That is the difference between a social formality and a conscious practice of gratitude. The teachings point out that this capacity to genuinely remember and give thanks is a rare and precious quality, characteristic of a person of integrity. It is not something that arises spontaneously in a distracted mind. It is a virtue we choose to cultivate. By doing so, we begin to see the world not as a hostile place we must defend ourselves from, but as a network of interconnection and generosity, of which we are a part. But why is it so important to dedicate time and energy to cultivating this quality? What concrete benefits does it bring us? That is precisely what we will see in the next section. 2. The wealth of contentment. Actively cultivating gratitude goes far beyond simply being a nice person. It has a direct and transformative impact on our daily well-being. It is no less one of the most effective tools for changing our mental focus. Through its practice, we leave behind lack and radically transform our mood and our perception of life. we are bombarded with messages telling us we need more to be happy, more money, more success, more things. This constant focus on what's missing is an inexhaustible source of dissatisfaction. Gratitude reverses this perspective. By training the mind to recognize and value what we already have, we begin to feel rich here and now, regardless of our external circumstances. The ancient teachings do not argue that material wealth is bad, but that the true feeling of abundance comes not from accumulating more, but from fully appreciating what is already present. When we cultivate gratitude, we rediscover everything we already have. The people who love us, the simple miracle of being alive, or the privilege of not having to deal with hunger or war. Other verses remind us that happiness arises from living without hatred, without afflictions, and without craving. Gratitude helps us cultivate precisely that inner state. By focusing on the good, we reduce the mental space for complaint, resentment, and insatiable desire. Imagine two people with very similar lives. One lives embittered, constantly comparing themselves to others, feeling they lack everything. The other, despite having the same, cultivates gratitude for the small things, having a roof over their head, a hot meal, or a kind conversation. Who do you think lives with more joy and inner peace? Gratitude doesn't change the external world, but it changes the lens through which we see it, revealing the hidden abundance in what we consider mundane. Now, if gratitude is so beneficial, why do we sometimes find it so hard to truly feel it? 3. Clearing the ground. Despite understanding its benefits, we often find ourselves struggling to feel genuine gratitude. Our mind seems to return again and again to complaining, comparison, or resentment as if programmed for it. Buddhist teachings explain that for luminous qualities like gratitude to flourish, we first need to clear the ground of our mind. Ancient wisdom uses a very clear metaphor, comparing the mint to a piece of cloth. If the cloth is dirty, stained with mud or grease, no matter how bright the dye you apply, the color won't take well. It will remain dull and faded. In the same way, if our mind is dirty with negative states like envy, greed, ill will, or simple negativity, gratitude cannot take root. These mental states are the direct obstacles. Envy makes us focus on what others have and we don't, preventing us from valuing our own. Constant complaining trains the mind to see only the bad, filtering out all the positive. Resentment keeps us tied to the past with bitterness, unable to appreciate the present. They are like weeds that choke the plant of gratitude before it can grow. Therefore, practicing gratitude involves a dual movement. On one hand, actively directing attention towards the good, consciously looking for reasons to be thankful. And on the other, being honest with ourselves to recognize these mental obstacles when they arise and choosing not to feed them. It's not about suppressing them or feeling guilty for having them, but about recognizing them with awareness and gently redirecting the focus. By clearing the ground with this awareness, we create the fertile space where the seed of gratitude can germinate, grow strong, and transform our vision of the world. 4. Cultivating a grateful heart. We now know what gratitude is, why it is so valuable, and what obstacles can prevent us from feeling it. But how can we actively cultivate it in our daily lives? The good news is that it doesn't require grand gestures or dedicating a lot of time. It's about integrating small conscious practices that retrain our mind to see the good. One of the simplest ways is to start or end the day with a brief gratitude reflection. Before getting up or just before sleeping, dedicate just 1 minute to bring to mind 3 things you feel grateful for. They don't have to be extraordinary things. The warmth of the blankets, a kind conversation, or the simple act of breathing. It might be difficult at first, but with practice, your mind will become adept at finding reasons to be thankful. Another powerful way is to practice sensory gratitude. Throughout the day, choose moments to consciously connect with your senses and be thankful for the experience. For example, when drinking water, really feel its coolness and be grateful for having access to it. When eating, consciously savor a bite and be thankful for the food. When feeling the sun on your skin, be thankful for its warmth. These are micro moments of appreciation that anchor you in the present and fill you with well-being. You can also express your gratitude more directly. Writing a thank you note to someone or simply telling them how much you value their presence or help not only benefits the other person, but also reinforces your own feeling of connection and appreciation. These are just a few ideas. The important thing is to find the way that resonates with you and be consistent. And to help you connect directly with this feeling right now, I invite you to join me in this brief but powerful guided meditation. Bring your attention to the present moment, feeling the weight of your body supported and the gentle rhythm of your breath coming in and going out. Simply rest here for a moment with nothing to do, nothing to change. Now, bring to mind something very simple that you feel grateful for in this exact moment. Perhaps it's the sensation of your body breathing by itself effortlessly, or the relative quietness of where you are, or the simple fact of having this moment for yourself. Choose one simple thing and let a gentle feeling of appreciation arise in your heart. Next, think of a person who has helped you or shown you kindness recently or at some point in your life. It could be a friend, a family member, a co-worker, even a stranger. Bring their face to your mind and remember their gesture. Feel in your heart the appreciation for their presence in your life, for what they offered you. Allow that warm feeling to expand. Finally, broaden your focus, thinking of something more general that you feel grateful for. It could be having a home, enough food, living in a safe place, or simply the beauty of nature around you. Connect with that feeling of being supported, of having enough. Stay breathing with this feeling of appreciation and contentment for a few more moments. Feel how it fills your chest, how it softens your expression. This feeling is the inner wealth the ancient teachings spoke of. Take one last deep breath, feeling gratitude for this moment of practice. And when you are ready, without any rush, slowly open your eyes. We have walked the path of gratitude together, discovering its profound, transformative power. And now, as always, so you can take these ideas with you clearly, let's remember the key points. First, we understood that gratitude, from a Buddhist perspective, is not just a passing feeling. It is a virtue cultivated with awareness, an active recognition of the good we receive and the favorable conditions that sustain us. Second, we saw that this practice helps us cultivate true inner wealth, contentment. We shift our focus from lack to sufficiency, improving our mood. Third, we understood that for gratitude to flourish, we need to clear the ground of our mind, recognizing and letting go of obstacles like envy, complaint, or resentment. And finally, we explored how to integrate this quality into our lives through meditation and small daily gestures that help us consciously cultivate a grateful heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me on this journey into the heart of gratitude. I hope these ideas inspire you to look at your life with new eyes, discovering the abundance we often overlook. Remember that cultivating gratitude is one of the most direct ways to nurture your own happiness and well-being. I would love for you to start this practice today and tell us how it goes. Tell me in the comments, what small thing are you going to consciously be grateful for today? It can be something as simple as the sun, your cup of coffee, or a kind word. Sharing our gratitudes helps us all focus our minds on the positive. If you believe this message can brighten someone's day, I invite you to share this video. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to continue cultivating together a fuller, more conscious, and serene life. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your openness. See you in the next video.